catalyst for change with the chance to thrive. Crystal is the one to stir up gifts and save lives. You get exposure, promotion, and marketing too. And advertise for business owners just like you. On Storytime, your interview is global. Virtual or in person, just come on the show. Yo, your story matters. Crystals will open the door. 40 years of experience, ready to give you more on Storytime. Get ready for Storytime. Hey, come on.
Hey, what's going on, good people? How you doing? How you doing? Listen, I am so excited to be here today. I'm going to move this picture out the way right now. Good evening. How you doing? It's your girl, Crystal. I want to say welcome to everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. How you doing? First and foremost, before we even get started with the story time, I want to say hello. I also want to say thank you. I saw you, I heard you, and I read all your comments. All the thank yous, all the blessings, all the birthday wishes. I got them all. On my birthday on February 5th, you really blessed me, and I want to thank you.
It's your girl, Lady J, and I'm proud to say we love our Zolly Pops.
Now, I got to tell you about Lady J. You know I just came back from Hawaii, right? Who do you think I saw at the airport in Dallas coming back from Hawaii? She hit me up and asked me where was I, but Lady J was in Hawaii at the same time I am. Another one that shared the birthday. Happy belated birthday, Confidence by Crystal. And we have the same name, and your birthday is February 5th. Queen Liberati, I understand. Bobby Brown, Trayvon Martin. There was a lot of people born on February 5th. So we are definitely blessed. We are definitely blessed. I'm trying to get that glare out of my face. But I just wanted to take a moment and really just acknowledge you guys and tell you I appreciate you, because I had to respond to over 500, 600 messages. And the beauty of it is I know most of those people. These are people I actually know. High school, college, out here in the internet world. I mean, it's just amazing. It just blew me away. From New York City, from Raleigh, North Carolina, students, co-workers, business partners, you name it, you represented and you showed me love. So for that, I'm taking a moment to give you your love back and say, I appreciate you. For real, for real. So now on to business. Guys, you know that I have a show called Storytime, and you'll see more footage. And again, I thank you so much. Well, tonight I have a special guest. And it's special for me because he's from New York City as well. You know my background. I'm a New Yorker, right? Well, this young man is also a New Yorker. Now, I'm going to go back to the flyer that I had up here a minute ago that you saw when I first came on. It kind of lets you know who we about to be on air with. All right, I have a flyer right here. It says, on air, Storytime interview with Dwayne Simmons out of the Bronx, New York. I ain't mad at him being the Bronx, but yes, the Bronx, New York. So, ladies and gentlemen, before I get any further, I'm going to bring him up because I hear him knocking at the door. I hear him. D, there you go. You with me?
Crystal, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. Listen, I see that nice logo you got in the background there. Oh, my goodness. I see you representing the Uptown Dogs. Boy, I tell you, talk about branding. Ladies and gentlemen, man knows how to brand, okay? How are you today? Now, I didn't hear you breaking up. For some reason, your sound just went. I don't know what happened with the sound.
I said I'm blessed. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I said I'm blessed, and I want to thank you for having me. And I'm just ecstatic about what's going on with Uptown Dogs.
Yeah, and you know what? I am too. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are on my IG, I invite you to come over to the YouTube channel. I invite you to come over to Facebook so you could really see this young man and really understand. He's an entrepreneur. And I want to call him a serialpreneur because he's had so many businesses and he's been successful in so many things. So you might want to come over so you can learn some things. All right. Storytime with Shao Crystal on YouTube. Okay. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, let me just let you know, if you look on the bottom, we are about sharing and connecting with individuals D. Sims is a New Yorker. And D, before we get into the business, I just want you to tell the people a little bit about who is D. Sims. Who is Dwayne Simmons?
Well, put me on the spot with that one, Kristen. But Dwayne Simmons is a family man, a Christian, a businessman, an entrepreneur, someone that likes to help the people, and someone that's just looking to thrive and scale my businesses and just take a part of what's going on in the community as well as other people's lives and just bringing happiness and joy to people in the business that I that I start and follow through in.
Well, even before that, I believe you have some children, your father as well.
Yeah, what that's what I said. I'm a father. I'm a family man. I'm a Christian. Yeah, yes, I have four girls, and I have a son that recently, God took him home last year. But so I have four, and actually I have a stepson too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave him out because I've raised him. So that's my son. So actually, I have five kids. I stand corrected. But yes, I'm definitely a family man. I love my kids. I have three in New York. I have five grandkids. I have three girls in New York and one down here in North Carolina. She attends North Carolina Central University.
And how do you like being a dad? How did that feel once you bring children into the world? A lot of times you have a lot of daughters. Do you spoil the girls more than the boys, D?
Well, I have more girls, and all the oldest girls all the oldest kids are girls. So it's not the point of spoiling one more than the other. Of course, you're gonna spoil the girls a little bit more because they're girls and they have different needs. And like I said, I have four kids, right? And I have four different relationships with all of them. So I have them from 34, and the youngest is 20, the one that's in Central University. That's the one that lives down here with me. The other three are in New York. And then I try to spoil my grandbabies. So I have five grandbabies, all girls. So we have a lot of girls in my family, actually. So, I'm
Wow.
the only boy out of three. I have two older sisters, and I'm the youngest, and I'm a boy.
And then you said something very key. You said, I also raised another child, and you said, that's my child too. I like the way you said that because a lot of times people have a blended family and they get with individuals and they raise other people's children. Talk to me about that for a moment. Is that an easy thing to do?
Well, I had kids already, so it wasn't that it was easy. But when you have your own kids, then you have the love for kids, period. So, being that I didn't have any boys at the time, um, I that was down here in North Carolina with me. My son was up in New York, so I had my daughter down here and my son. So it's not that it's easy or hard. Raising kids is never easy or hard. It's a task, and it's something that you learn to do. You don't just be a parent. Everyone think parenting is easy. It's something that you learn day to day because, like I said, I have four different kids, four different girls, and I have to treat all four of them differently. So you can't, even though you have four kids, you can't treat all of them the same because each
That's
one
right.
has their own personality and their own individuality. So I try to, be the best that I can be and just share the knowledge and the wisdom that I have from my upbringing, from my grandparents. They raised me, and just kind of go from there because parenting is not easy, especially nowadays. It's a whole different whole different era,
Would
So
you prefer knowing what you know now, having been brought up in New York City in the Bronx and living here in the South? Where do you think is the preferred location to raise children?
it's no preferred location to raise children. Of course, everyone wants the picket fence and want to be in the South where it's calm and so. But also raising your kids in New York also gives them a certain amount of determination. It gives them a certain amount of um, being able to deal with hard times, being able to deal with different nationalities, different people, all races. It's like a melting pot in New York. It gives you that certain thicker skin, I'll say, because my girls in New York have a little thicker skin than my daughter down here in North Carolina because she's not used to as many people and the interaction that you have with so many different cultures and races and the fast pace. So of course you would want your kids to grow up in a slower pace and the white picket fence, but it's God's will. I happen to be, my family's originally from the South, Crystal. We're from Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, I didn't
So
realize that.
yeah,
Okay.
my grandparents were born and raised, my mother and my uncles and everyone, but they went up north because the jobs was up north. They went to nursing school. They did different things. They wanted to pursue careers in New York, and unfortunately, in the South back then, in Charleston especially, because my great uncle actually was the head blacksmith out there in Charleston, South Carolina. He's in the Smithsonian. He's in the museums out there. Everyone knows him because actually I got engaged in Charleston, South Carolina. And when
Wow.
I told the people at the resort and where I went places, and I told them, because they would ask me, my name, and I said Simmons, and the name is really well known out there. So I have a good Southern. I have both. I had the best of both worlds. I had my great grandmother. She was 101 when she passed. My
Wow.
grandmother's 97 now. So I had a
Wow.
Southern. People think because you live in New York, you don't pick collard greens, and you don't snap peas, and you don't do a lot of things that I had to do as a child that I learned how to do. My sister, she used to make dresses because back when my grandmother was younger, they had to make their own clothes. They would go to the
Wow.
fabric store, and I said my grandparents raised me, so I got a bunch of stories. You can go into that all night. But
Wow, that's amazing though. But you know what, D? That's good. I mean, because that gives you that well-roundedness. It gives you respect. And I mean, I would think after that you probably gravitated more to the Southern women than the city women because you had an appreciation for that. Would you say that's so?
well, I had appreciation for women being raised in general. So especially having sisters and a mother and aunts and a grandmother and a great grandmother. So they're more nurturing. But it's not I don't think it's a Southern thing or a Northern thing. I think it's women in general bring a certain perspective to you in your life.
Mhm.
Because behind every successful man is usually a woman. And my grandparents taught me just always respect women, respect yourself first, and then respect women. And that's what I chose to do. And like being in the North, you're so totally different type of woman than the women in the South. They're all still women, but in the South, you get a little more laid back woman than you do in the North, which is a lot more fast paced.
Wow, that's good. That's good. So let me ask you this, D. And I first want to say condolences. I heard you mention your son, and I know your mom passed. And we know that in life that happens. And I just want to say again to you, I want to acknowledge that because you brought it up. So I definitely want to say prayers to the family for that because I know you continue to leave his legacy and her legacy going on, and I know that they're smiling down on you. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. But let me ask you something. So take us to when you came to the South, because you're from the Bronx. You're originally from South Carolina, or your family's from South Carolina, but you
Correct.
were raised in the Bronx, New York, right?
The Soundview area, Bronx, New York. Yes, ma'am.
So when did you come to the South, and how did you get here?
Well, actually, I was on a mission, as we call it in New York. I was actually going to Atlanta to look into some entrepreneurship, and I went down there with a buddy of mine, and a buddy of mine from New York, from the Bronx, was down there, Rusty, and he was down there living, and he told me about how good it was and how nice it was. So I said, well, let me come take a look. I'm looking to really get out the city. And what we did was we went down there and we looked to do some investments. We got with a guy that he introduced us to. Long story short, the business deal didn't go well. So I end up, my buddy moved from New York to Durham, North Carolina. So actually, I stayed in Durham for a little while before I moved to Raleigh. And I just really liked the South. So when I got to North Carolina and I seen the fresh air and it was like a real relaxed, it was just the Southern hospitality and all that good stuff. I said, you know what, this is where I think I would like to be at. I'm gonna try it out. So I came down and I was looking around and looking for things that I could possibly invest into or what was needed here in North Carolina. So I picked clothing. I always like to dress. And when I came down here, people would ask me, oh, where you get that shirt from? Where you get them jeans from? Wow, when you go back to New York, bring me something back. I'm gonna give you the money. So I said, okay. So I did that a couple of times. Then I said, uh-oh, ding, 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 a light bulb went off. So I started going up there because I wore these nice back then. It was Avrex jackets. It was, all type of, what was back then? A lot of different brand names, Sean John, all that stuff. So what I did was, Mecca was out then. So I started filling my trunk up. I'd go to 145th Street in Broadway. I knew one of the guys there, the owners, because I shopped there. And I would fill my trunk up with tons of stuff and just
Hmm.
sell it right out my trunk. So then another buddy of mine told me, hey, they're opening up a black flea market. Everybody know about Pool Road in
The
Raleigh
flea
on the
market,
south side.
yes,
So
yes,
I
yes.
going in the flea market. Long story short, I ended up getting another store. But then I actually changed my market. I went to upscale clothing. I did like um, mink coats, leather jackets, suits, slacks, mock necks, turtlenecks, anything that was fine clothing. Coogee was out back then. and I did a little bit of women's clothing, not a lot, but I did a lot of men's high-end clothing, fashion.
So let me ask you something. It's funny because first of all, let me say this. Let me back up. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman is the owner and manager of Uptown Dog, 3923 New Bern Avenue, located in Beacon Plaza in Raleigh, North Carolina. It is, you like to call it, it's not a bar with a hot dog. It's a hot dog. What you call it, a cafe or restaurant with how do you say it? Tell them how you like to say it.
I said it's a hot dog lounge with a bar.
It's a
So
hot dog
all
lounge with a bar.
hot dogs, lounge around, relax, have some great homemade chili, a mixed beverage, a cold beer, a slushy, and different various types of dogs.
And so before you open this up, we're going to backtrack. And if you see this face and you say, he looked familiar, well, yes, he is the man that you just saw recently on WIL when they did their show where they go around and they have what they call the Tar Heel Traveler. They did interview D. Simmons, and we call him D out here, but his name is actually Dwayne Simmons. So I want to say congratulations, because I know that went really well for you. But one of the things that the customer who was on the interview was talking about was he had a coat or something that he purchased from you when you had your store. So
Yes.
it is apparent that whatever you were selling, even back then, it was great product, because this man still said he still had your store. So you went from having a successful clothing store to a successful, I guess it was almost like a lounge or club, and now a successful hot dog business. So what does it take to be successful, D? Because it seems like everything you do is successful.
Well, it's not that it's successful or not. It's that I learned in life that timing is everything. Because actually, what I didn't really set out to do clothing. I didn't really set out to do a hot dog lounge. Actually, I owned a sports bar before that, and the sports bar was doing pretty well. And then what I did was, not what I did, what God did was 9/11, not 9/11, 9/11 struck on the clothing stores, and I had to switch to urban, just to backtrack a little bit. Then the bootleggers came out from New York, and I had to let the stores go. I sold them, and I opened up a sports bar. The sports bar was doing well until COVID struck. When COVID struck, sports bars and clubs were shut down because they weren't essential. Keyword, essential. So what I had to do was think of me as an entrepreneur. I dipped in a restaurant one time. It didn't go as well as I planned because I didn't have the right partners at the time. I think the timing wasn't as right neither, because we started off on the right paths and then they kind of veered off. So I actually just went back down to my sports bar that I had already. I was actually in a process of building it. So long story short, it happened to be when COVID struck, it said, I need to think of something that's essential, that God forbid if we ever went through something like that again, I would still be able to stay open and make money and still be able to do the things I like to do with the lounge part of the place. Because we do various things, as you know, because you come by, you're a big supporter of Uptown Dogs, but we do karaoke, we do live music, we do spoken word. We got a comedy show coming up on
You said you said he does karaoke. Okay, he got a flyer there. Okay. Well, I know if you shoot that to me, I could let the people see it and really let them see it. I just got it. You just got it. Wow.
I got to say, he dropped it off to me earlier today.
Actually. Send it to me on your other device. Karaoke, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the information for the karaoke right here. Basically, he has karaoke, and if you check it out, it's called Yo Karaoke. It's every Friday, and it is happening at 3923 Uptown Dogs. Is located right there in Beacon Plaza. If you see that right there, so take a screenshot of that, and you'll see that right there. All right. So let's talk about that for a minute. But before we get into the different activities, let's talk about the hot dog concept. Where did the concept come from? COVID happened. You were closed. You had to be essential. Only essential locations survived during COVID, right? So what sparked the idea after having to close your business? What happened? How did you get to become Uptown Dogs? How did that come about?
Well, actually, I was sitting down in my living room, and the news came on. And they came on and they shared that Snoopy's on Hillsborough Street was closing down. And everyone got on the news very upset about hot dogs. Now, let me take it back a little bit. I had a plan to do a spot called the Hot Dog Hut. I still have all the pricing, I still have the name, the menu, everything back then. But the timing wasn't the right time. So what happened was the sports bar was doing well, and I didn't want to take the time to remodel, rebrand, and go through all those things when things was going well. They say if it's not broke, don't fix it. So
Right.
everything was going pretty well. So
Mm-hmm.
I put that on the back burner. But then I thought about it. I said, I'm from Uptown. I was looking around. These people are really upset about hot dogs, Crystal. Hot dogs. This is a hot dog. I played on hot dog. So what I
Wow.
did was I said, you know what? If I do it, I got to take it to the next level. It can't just be a regular hot dog. So I'm from New York, and what really truly happened was I was going to do a Nathan's franchise. And
Okay.
what happened was when I called and I was speaking to them about doing a franchise, I seen what type of debt I was going to be in. Wasn't too worried about that because a Nathan's in North Carolina would have did great. But my concern was I wanted to still keep the lounge aspect of it, which wouldn't have permitted me to be able to do mixed beverages, cold beer, because Nathan's don't have. If you ever been to a Nathan's before, I know you have, but they
Oh
don't
yeah.
have
Oh yeah.
liquor or beer.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, we want to do something for the adults that love hot dogs, live music, karaoke, things that where they can still come out. We don't open real late, by the way. We open till 11 o'clock on Friday and Saturday. Adults need to be home before 12 o'clock. And during the week, we're closed Sunday and Monday. We're open till 9 o'clock. So that gives people enough chance to get off work, come by, get dinner. If they don't feel like cooking, have some great hot dogs on a Martin potato roll bun with various chilies and various dogs. So when I did the Nathan's, when I was going to do it, I wanted to do a Nathan's franchise. I said, well, no, we can't just do Nathan's. Let's do a place with all hot dogs. So I chose Sabrett. I chose a smoked turkey dog for my non-beef and pork eaters. I chose a bright leaf red dog, which some of my customers said I needed to get. I did do a chicken sausage, but they discontinued it with the distributor, so I fell back on that. But we also do like a spicy sausage, a smoked sausage. We do various dogs and sausages on a great bun with great chili and great sides. But that's how I really end up coming up with it. I saw, to answer your first original question, was I saw the article where the news they were talking about Snoopy's closing. Evidently, they sold the building and they opened up a new location. This was on Glenwood Avenue in Hillsborough. So I said, you know what? Let's run with this. So I did a couple of trial dogs. I did some trial buns. I tried all of the buns on the market, and then we finally narrowed it down to a few things. And God put it in my spirit to run with it, and it's been great ever since. It's going on 2 years, over 2 years now, and it's been doing pretty well. And like you said earlier, we got aired on the Tar Heel Traveler, and that's really increased our traffic. We also on Nextdoor neighborhood app. We're on Google, which does big shout outs to Google because they do a great job. Big shout outs to Scott Mason over at WRL with the Tar Heel Traveler. I just want to thank them so much. That the cameraman, the people that did the editing,
Yeah.
everyone that took part in making sure that they did a great story on Uptown Dogs.
Now, not only that, but I have a nonprofit, and you allowed me to come up there and partner with you, and we've done a few things a couple of years when it comes to the holidays for Thanksgiving and Christmas. You have a heart for the community. Talk a little bit about the importance of business owners connecting with the community and giving back and doing things like that.
Well, my only thing is that I know where I came from. I never forget where I came from. And then I don't walk around like I don't see what's going on out here. So when I see an opportunity to help out an organization that's helping people and giving something back, when we met, we hit it all. We New Yorkers, so you know how they go. So once we started talking and I found out what you were about and what your goals and what you were trying to do with the community, that just confirmed and solidified what I had already been thinking that I always try to do anyway. I always try to help any organization or anybody that comes to. If you come by Uptown Dogs, you see this, you can hold me to it. If you come by Uptown Dogs, you're hungry, you can't come by every day and eat, but you can come by and grab a hot dog and a drink and a bag of chips because we don't, my grandparents already told me don't refuse a man food, and try to help out as much as you can. We all did things when we were younger. I'm quite sure. I grew up in New York. that we're not necessarily proud of. But then as we get older and we learn and we mature, we want to start doing things more to help the community than hurt the community.
Now you have talked about wanting to get like a food truck and expand and do some different things and even getting other locations. Is that still something that's on your mind?
Well, that's definitely something, Crystal, that's definitely on the radar. We will definitely be looking into opening more locations. I don't know about the food truck now. I don't know about the carts that I was thinking about. You know, things change over the years. We've been here 2 years now. It's been hard finding, it's a difference between help and good help. So unfortunately, God has blessed me with a few people that work and help me out now, and they are awesome. They hold me down, but it's hard finding good help now. So if you can't find good help to run a business, an establishment, it's going to be that much harder because people bounce around with jobs now. Since COVID, the job market has been really twisted between the young people. I mean, everyone thinks should get $20 an hour, and I think so too. But fortunately, the business has overhead. To have a business is fortunate, but we have overhead. So everyone wants that top dollar. And like I said, it's just hard finding good help. So what I'm looking to do is either partner up with some people on other locations or get this one staffed and open up another location. I've been looking in Wake Forest, Cary, Nightdale, different places that don't really serve a great hot dog and have
Wow.
this theme that we have going on. So that's where I'm at now. Yes. Franchising, they said that on WRL. I did mention it to Scott. I'm not sure about the franchising thing too much because we have a certain amount of how can I put it? We want to treat every customer like they're important. And when you franchise, unfortunately, those people own their business and they treat the people the way they. I've been in some places before the franchises, and you can tell they're just there for the check. I want people to come to Uptown Dogs and feel like they're in a home away from home, somewhere where they're going to be treated with respect, no matter what their race is, no matter who they are, how much money they have. They're showing love and respect when they come through the doors.
Wow. Now, you also create an atmosphere when you come in there that I love. You play music. You play old school
Yes,
music.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
go in there, you come in there, people coming from work, they're on a lunch break, they had a hard day. They come in there and it just does something. Have you gotten a lot of feedback from your customers about the music and how that makes a difference?
Well, all I'm gonna say, Crystal, go to Google and look up Uptown Dogs and take a look at some of the reviews on what they say about the music and how we play it. We keep it old school around here. 70s, 80s, 90s, Motown. If we do play a little hip hop, it's old school hip hop. It's something that you can relax and enjoy your food while you having a lunch break or coming for dinner or you coming with the family. So, I can talk about it all day, but I let the people talk and the reviews and the remarks, and they're very in depth with their
They
reviews.
are.
They're
I
very
actually, I actually did pull up about one or two. Let's see. I have one here that somebody did a recent one that I saw. I think it was your last review, one of your last two reviews, and I was like,
that was
"Wow, let's
today.
take a look at it." I actually have one. Let's see. This was one where someone actually said the owner and staff are amazing, personable, prompt, and can tell that they care about every client that walks in. Whenever I'm on that side of town, that's where I take my crew for lunch. Wow. Personable, and they show you can. You just said that. You just said you don't want to have a franchise because franchises don't give you that feeling. And you, even on the WRAL clip, I love the way they had it when you said, "Welcome to Uptown Dogs," and you can hear that. That's like your signature. You greet. Soon as people hit that door, they're gonna hear that, and they're gonna hear when you're going out. Where did that idea come from? Is that just the Southern hospitality in you? I mean, it's just so natural the way you do it.
Well, you know what? I've been pretty good with customer service through my life, and I know how I like to be treated when I go somewhere. I think you should speak to every customer that comes through the door, and I tell my staff that. And I think that you should send them off with a bless you, have a good day, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evening. It's just making people feel comfortable. One, not only does it do that, but it makes people want to come back. People, you leave a night when they walk out, they feel, you know what, I had a great experience, and that's real important to me.
Wow. Now let's talk about branding and presentation. I've watched you make these hot dogs. I've watched you train your staff. I've watched you. You are so particular about the way this hot dog looks and the way they put that hot dog in the bread, the way they line up everything. Talk to me about why that's so important to you. I mean, you really have, I mean, and you are like McDonald's. Like, when you go to McDonald's, the Big Mac, it looks the same. I have to commend you because your hot dogs look the same. And you have successfully trained people that come in and work for you. They look the same no matter who makes the hot dog. If you get a hot dog at Uptown Dog, 3923 New Bern Avenue, right next to the Wells Fargo's Bank, Beacon Plaza, you will see it looks the same. How in the world did you do that?
It's not how did I do that. It's picking the right people that can share your passion for presentation. I like
Mm,
people eat with their eyes. I'm a person that eat with my eyes. So if I look and it looks good, people when they come in here and they say, "Oh my God, that looks awesome," before they even taste it. How you know it's awesome and you didn't even taste it yet? Even with the reviews, they say it on the reviews as well. Presentation is everything. I am a person that eat with my eyes. If I don't like the way it looks, I'm not eating it. So when you put that passion into what you do and you want and give people the same expectations that you want for yourself to them, you can't go wrong.
wow. So have you had to just like, I don't know, let somebody go because they haven't presented it right? I mean, they just didn't get it. They just wasn't cut out for the job. They was good service, they had the right speed, but they just wasn't fixing them hot dogs right. They had to go because you're not gonna settle for that. I'm sure they got to go if they don't do that right.
Well, honestly, it's not that you let people go because sometimes people take longer to catch on than others. And fortunately, we haven't had to let anyone go per se because of that. Because like sometimes you got to have a little patience as well. So when you dealing with people, when people come to work, sometimes they still got things going on before they get to work or their life
That's
outside of
right.
work. So sometimes they're not as focused on it. But if you take your time and you explain to them why and how, like my daughter, she's 19. Well, no, she's 20 now. She's about to be 21 this month, actually. But she was 19 when she started working with me. And she would just come in and she would slap the stuff together and it still looked decent, but it wasn't to my expectations of her, and I knew she could do better. So what I did was I explained to her, baby, it's presentation, right? So my daughter, one day I came in here and I'm looking and I'm watching her and I'm noticing now her dogs is looking more and more like mine. And then this gentleman was in here one day. He said, "Oh my God." He said, "Those looks like some good hot dogs right there." And you know what she told him? She said, "I told you it's all about the representation. The presentation. I'm sorry, not the represent. The presentation. I'm sorry." She said, "It's all about the present." That was one of the proudest moments of my life because she
Wow.
actually, when she to her repeat that to him,
Yes. Yes.
I was astonished. I was like, and she ain't no slow leak at all. But
That's
sometimes
right.
teenagers and young people, they don't put as much into it if it's your own kids or someone else's kids.
That's
That's
right.
why honestly I try not to hire young kids anyway, because you gotta have a certain patience dealing with the new
Yes.
breed. You gotta have a certain patience. But she learned and she picked up and she makes those dogs exactly the way I make them. We have two other employees too. We have Bree and we have Kiamani. Kamani has caught on real quick. Bree caught on real quick. It wasn't nothing to it. It, when you're dealing with older people and you explain to them and you make it make sense on why you would like things the way they are, they tend to feel, when you just don't tell somebody, "Oh, do it this way, do it that way." Sometimes being a boss or the manager, and that's why I tell them, I'm not your boss. I'm not your the owner. We're a team and we work
Right.
together to present a certain type of product, and we need it all to look the same way, no matter who's making it. Because if I'm not here, I still want people to get one, the same experience, and two, the same product and the same presentation.
And you know what? It's working. I have to say, I've met both of the individuals. They do an excellent job. You have a great team of people. And I'm really proud to say that, I'm a patron and a supporter. And,
Yes.
you're like a brother to me. I lost my brother in 2018. So I look at you like a brother. So my kids, they'd be like, where you going? You at the hot dog place, ain't you, Mom? No, they're like, what? I stopped going to clubs and stuff, though. I like when you have the music and stuff. I come in there, I might get my little line dance on, and though I get on the pool table. You used to have more pool tables, but you have one now because you wanted more room for your people. So you have just the right atmosphere for someone to just want to come in here. So you are now going to have more events. You said you're going to start having more events there now. I heard you say karaoke on Fridays. And what's coming up? You have a comedy show coming up, you said?
I do, but to take it back for 1 second, I got rid of the other pool table because, like I said, I didn't want this to be a bar. I didn't want this where people just came out and shot bar. We had older people that was coming through, but it was getting a little loud. And, I'm into my customers and I want everyone to feel comfortable. So I felt like the extra pool table was bringing that billiard bar, sports bar look again. So that's why I took the other table out. And because we had a pool tournament we used to do, if you remember. And that was nice. All those guys were 40 and plus. But sometimes people drink and they get a little reckless. So we decided it was more important for our customers and our Uptown family than the pool tournament. And we were making good money with it, too.
And you were making good money. And you know what? I love that executive decision you made. I love that decision you made and the way you turned the atmosphere. And you just said it's not about the money. It's about the money will come. If you set it up right, the money will come. It's about the atmosphere. You have a vision. You locked into your vision and you refuse to compromise that. So I respect that about you. So that's good. So that was a great decision when you got rid of the pool table and concentrated more on making the vision come to pass the way you wanted it. So now that you do that, because you used to have like it was more like a real bar club. I remember that. I attended a birthday party back then when somebody, I don't know if you remember Bruce Rogers and Beverly when one of their children had a Sweet 18 or something. They rented it out then. But I saw the change. I saw how you said, no, those days is over, Crystal. I'm not doing that no more. This is about a family atmosphere, and you are really serious about that. Yeah. And it's multicultural. Your client base is all nationalities, people coming there with their children. And so I have watched that, and that is just amazing the way you've done that. So kudos to you, man. That's good. You could probably teach somebody how to start a business. Would you be interested in doing something like that one day? If somebody came to you, would you show them how to be an entrepreneur?
Well, to be honest, I thought we talked about that before. I've been doing business consulting and credit consulting for a long time, but I do it by referral. And actually, I do it with the young kids, and I do it with people that refer them to me that need help with their credit or I consult them on how to manage their credit and maintain it, not just get it. Now, the business aspect of it, I do that all the time. People come in here and ask me all the time, how did you start? They see me with various business. They be like, gosh, you still around? I remember you had the clothing store. I remember you had this. I remember you had that. And I say, yeah, I'm still around. You got to change with the times sometimes. As the times change, I had to move in another direction each time to see what worked better for me at the time. Because a lot of things came into play when I had those businesses. The bootleggers came out, 9/11 struck, a lot of different things. The economy went down. So with the economy going up and down, sometimes you have to move in another direction. And I owe it all to God because he always directs my steps. I pray on it. I give it to him. And then he always works it out for me. He always works it out for me. But yes, to answer your question, I do consult people on business things, on just little small things they need to know about negotiating a lease. I'm looking for the right, the right area with the right traffic. What to look for in a lease, what not to sign, make sure you get attorneys to look over the lease for you or getting the right consultation on opening up a business. Because everybody think it's easy, but it's actually really hard.
Wow. I want to tell you guys over here on Instagram, come on over here because I'm about to end. I just wanted to let you know I was live. I appreciate y'all being here. But slide on over to the YouTube channel and you can catch the rest, okay? But I thank y'all for joining me. Story time with Shout Crystal, okay? Peace out. So now the biggest thing I want to say to you is, are you available? I mean, can we advertise now and say if someone is interested, if they are looking to start a business or they have a business and it's just not working, can they contact you?
Yeah, they can contact me, but like I mentioned earlier, Crystal, I kind of do referrals.
Okay, so you're not trying to make that like another business endeavor. I mean, you'll help someone if they come to you, but you're not trying to really solicit for that. That's not okay. Got you. That's good to know.
Very time consuming. I do take on private clients, but it's usually referrals. Because everyone that comes, you get 10 people to come to
You
you.
put your phone down. See, when you put your phone down, I can't hear it. That's what it is. You got your phone down. Now, I can tell when you do it because, and I know you were holding it.
Can you hear me better?
Say something else.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes. Yeah.
8 out of 10 of those people sometimes aren't as serious, and unfortunately, I don't like to waste my time. And sometimes people will not value your time as much as you do, especially running a business. So I try not to spread myself thin. Usually, when I get a referral, the people that know how serious the people are already refer someone to me that's really serious about what they're trying to ascertain with the knowledge and wisdom that I share with them.
Well, look, can I ask you, since you have so much wisdom in that area, for somebody who watches, for somebody who comes back and does the replay, if you had to give them 3 tips on how to increase their credit score or what they can do to put themselves in a position to be a business owner, what would be 3 tips that you would kind of tell people?
Well, first, I would always tell people to have a nest egg of some backup money when you're starting a business to be able to still maintain your personal life, expenses, and the business for the first year. Second of all, build up your personal credit because starting out in business, there's no bank going to give you a loan. There's nobody going to come with a bag of money and say, "Here, start your business up." And if you do, you might not want that money. So what you want to do is have good credit. Get your personal credit strong enough that you can transfer your personal credit onto your EIN number, which is your federal tax ID number, which now you can take your personal credit and build up your business credit with Dun & Bradstreet. We report to 3 agencies, Equifax, Trade Union, and Experian. When you have a business, you report to Dun & Bradstreet. So what you would do is you would start using your personal credit to build up the business. And once you build up the business, then you can start doing stuff in your name for the business and transfer it over to your EIN number. The third thing, what I would tell people is kind of like the first thing I said, but you got to have a nest egg. Don't open up the business with your last money. Have enough money, come up with a budget, and when you have that budget, double that. And then possibly maybe get you an investor, someone you can trust to go in with you so you don't have that whole burden on your back of expenses and overhead and trying to, because it's real stressful running a business. People think it's easy. I've been doing it over 20 plus years. It's very stressful. It's very up and down. You're going to have your good days. You're going to have your bad days. You're going to have your stressful days. Sun don't shine forever and it don't rain forever.
And you never gave up. Did you start out working a job when you started and open your first business, or did you just jump out there and take a leap of faith?
I took a leap of faith. But I will tell you one thing. When I saw things or I felt things weren't going actually the way I liked them, I went and got me a job. People couldn't believe it. They was like, "Oh my God, this guy used to have all these businesses and he's working here at a car lot." But I worked at that car lot and I was a 15, 20 car guy. I made $8,000 to $12,000 a month. I was learning the business. Actually, let me rewind that a little bit because I wanted to open up a car lot. So the best way to learn a business is go work in the business. So I learned from sales to front end money, back end money, financing, everything it took to run that, because I was going to do an independent dealer. Actually, I was looking to do it, and I said, and then I could use the extra money. Things was up and down at that time. Place was doing all right, but I was only renting it out on weekends. So I had the building in, and I decided to go in that car lot, give it my all, and I was top salesman out of 53 salespeople. I was the top salesperson in new, used, and overall, and never sold cars a day in my life.
Look at that. But D, how important is it to do the research though? When someone decides, I'm sure when you decided that you were going to do the hot dog, you started researching hot dogs, what to put on hot dogs, where to get the hot dogs, who's the best hot dog.
Hold on 1 second. I need to get my charger because this thing is eating up my battery a little bit. Hold on 1 second for me.
Okay, no problem. Ladies and gentlemen, you see that logo right there? That's how the hot dog pretty much looks when you go. it pretty much looks like that. You're listening to D Sims of Uptown Dogs. Not only is he telling us about his business, but he's also telling us about how he got started, where he's from. He's a family man. He's a family man. If you go by there, it's a place that you can rent. If you want to do a private affair, he rents it out for a reasonable rate. It's a place where you can kind of get away. For me, sometimes, because I don't club anymore, those days are over. If I just want to get out, I might slide through there, hear some music. I get to bop my head a little bit. Maybe if I'm in the mood, I'll play a game of pool. If not, I'll just eat a couple of hot dogs, have some conversation. Good people, good company. And I met a lot of people there. I've networked there. Good people come through, entrepreneurs, people with other organizations like myself. And I've had a couple of great events that I've attended there for private parties with some fraternities and sororities that have rented out the place, holiday parties. And then I've had events there for my nonprofit. So again, D is a person that loves the community and he will help you. So Uptown Dogs is located, once again, I'll put it up on the screen for you, 3923 New Bern Avenue. And people have spoken. If you go on his reviews, they tell you pretty much. I don't think he has too many negative reviews. You haven't had to really, you know, a lot of times, sometimes when you go in places and you're traveling, people have a lot of negative, and you be like, "Oh, I'm not going there." I don't think you have to do that for Uptown Dogs. The majority are positive reviews. I have to say that's amazing. The majority.
I don't have negative reviews though, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't have one.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't have one negative review. And usually, and see, I'm a local guide. So, but what I've learned to do with being a local guide is you just don't go to hurt a business. If you lack in a certain area, I encourage people to give me, as a business owner.
Critique it, yeah.
That's right. That's how you get your feedback off the customers. Because sometimes they might not want to say it there, but they'll go online and say it. So what I do is I take each one of them, I read each one of them, and I respond to each one of them.
And you encourage people when they come in there, and you don't have no fear either. You be like, "Can you please leave me a review?" Because you want to hear what they have to say with confidence. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Now, D, the signature chili, that's the hot topic I saw on WRL. And I think your fiance makes that chili, doesn't she? Talk to me about that chili. And she kind of had a little bit to do with helping you with the idea of a good hot dog too. Talk to me about that. And you spoke about having a good, strong woman behind your side. So talk to me about your business partner.
Well, she's a silent partner. She doesn't like to really be in the front. But what we were doing when I came up with the idea about the hot dog hut, as I shared with you earlier, she thought it was a great idea. Basically, no woman wants their fiance or their boyfriend out, because at the time when I came up with that idea, we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, being out to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So when I had the sports bar, it was over to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I mentioned to her, I was thinking about changing and doing some things and get into food and things of that nature. And she was like, "Oh, that'd be a great idea." She was always supportive of what I've done anyway over my other business, courier services, whatever business I had, she's always been very supportive of. And that's like all my businesses haven't been, what would you call, successful. They were trial and error. So as much research as you was saying earlier, you can do all the research in the world, but timing is everything is what I learned. But she was very, I don't eat red meat or pork. So that was one of the reasons why she makes a great turkey for my lasagna. She made great turkey for my spaghetti. She made great turkey for my baked ziti, turkey burgers. So I said, you know what, when we were talking about, and I was, thinking about doing the hot dog lounge, she said, "Well, I'll do you a nice turkey chili." So I decided to do just turkey, beef, and chicken. No pork. We didn't do no pork when we first started Uptown Dogs. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I do remember that.
We had no bright leaf. We had no bright leaf.
That's right.
We had nothing but turkey. We didn't even have a beef chili. We just had turkey chili. We had her turkey chili. But people were coming in here and they were like, "Oh my God, you ain't got beef chili? I don't want to taste that," because we're in the South. But the people that did taste it was like, "Oh my God, you can't even tell. It's so good. It's so awesome." But I said, I'm in the South. So I said, we're going to do a beef chili too. That worked out. It just so happened that it worked out great. But she was a great motivator. She keeps this chili coming. She makes it fresh, sometimes twice a week. She keeps me on that chili. And when I let people taste it, oh my God! And that creamy slaw, I can't tell you my secret with this creamy slaw. But we don't have a vinaigrette-based slaw. It's like a nice creamy slaw. They
Uh-huh.
love the slaw. They love that combination with the turkey chili, the slaw, and the various styles of hot dogs we carry. And the bun. The bun, they love that bun. Martin potato rolls.
Well, shout out to Keisha for the signature turkey
Yes.
chili. And I've tried both the chili, but I'm partial to the turkey chilies now. I'm partial to the Nathan's hot dogs. I'm partial to the Sabret hot dog, being a New Yorker. I barely do the bright leaf. The spicy hot dog, wow, that thing is really
Sausage,
spicy.
sausage.
Didn't you had it's only sausage? It's a spicy
Yes.
sausage.
It's a spicy sausage. Guess
That
what?
thing is spicy, like for real, for real. Like after I drank the water, I was like, "Ooh, this thing is hot." So, what's your? I know your chilies, your hot, your hot. I want to say, it's the hot topping for sure. But which hot dog would you say, since you're in the South, is it brightly? Do more people, or you got more Uptown Northerners coming in for those Nathans and Sabrets? Because you got a lot of New Yorkers and Northerners.
Yes. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Since I started the bright leaf, I sell the beef 10-1. When even after the people demanded I put bright leaf in here and put a pork dog in here, which a lot of people think it's all pork. It's not pork. It's pork and beef mixed. So it's not an all pork dog. It's pork and beef actually mixed together. But what happened is that people even from the South, they're accustomed to Nathan's. When I have them try to Sabret, they're like, "Oh my God, I never had one like that before." Because in New York, we call them they dirty dogs. They boil them. And when you boil a hot dog, you boil the flavor out the hot dog. That's why the water would turn colors. I had to
Yes,
learn a lot about hot dogs when I started selling them. But
yes,
we
yes,
also do a smoked turkey dog, which is real
yes.
good. I don't eat red meat and pork, as I mentioned earlier. So I thought a nice turkey dog would be nice. I tried one, it wasn't as good. So I tried a smoked turkey dog, which is great. And we do that with the turkey chili, the diced onions, and the slaw. Or you can do
You
it in New
got
York.
Tell me the toppings. You got more than that. You have sauerkraut, red onion. Because I was like, yes. Every now and then I'll get the Sabret with the red onions and sauerkraut. That makes me feel like I'm back home. Jalapenos. You got a little bit of
We
everything,
got
don't you?
we got mustard, ketchup, relish, hot sauce, barbecue sauce, pickles, cheese, um, Texas Pete. But let me tell you something right now. I started doing something that people kept trying me to get me to do, and I finally did it. We do a Chicago style dog, mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, and a pickle. Oh my God, you got to try that pickle on there. That kosher dill
Oh
pickle.
yeah, I tried it. It's good.
That is awesome. It gives it a certain twang and a certain taste with it. Get them taste buds be just popping. And with that bun, that soft potato roll bun warmed up, oh my God, y'all gotta try one. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
because I
yeah. So,
turkey
so
dog
what are
and it
your
was
hours now? You extended the hours. That by popular demand, you had to open up
well,
longer, huh?
well, not open up longer. I try to open up a little earlier, and being that I was short on staff, I was you gotta rest, Crystal. You know as well as I know, you do different things and you do all type of stuff with the community. You gotta take a break. So we close on Sundays and Mondays, but we open Tuesday through Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday and Thursday. We're open from 11:30 to 9 o'clock at night. Friday and Saturday we're open from about 11:30 to 11 o'clock at night, sometime about 11:30. But you need to get your orders in early. We also on DoorDash. DoorDash has been a great asset to our dining experience and our takeout orders because people coming off DoorDash that saw us on DoorDash. It's been a great platform. So I use DoorDash as a platform. A lot of people on DoorDash, and a big shout out to DoorDash too because they do definitely help my bottom line number. Because some people can't get out the house, some people can't leave work and get their food, and they order it right off DoorDash.
And that number is what's the number if they want to order it, or what's the number and the address there?
Well, if you want to place an order directly and not pay fees with DoorDash, you can call us at 919-229-5459. And the
Okay.
address is 3923 New Bern Avenue, Raleigh, North Carolina, in the Beacon Shopping Center, right behind the Burger King and Wells Fargo Bank. So we're on New Bern Incorporation. We have plenty of parking. We have, you just come in, pull up. You can call the order in. We'll get it ready for you. We got various different dogs. You can also look us up on Google. You can look us up on Facebook. our menus up there as well, so you can see the various dogs and styles of things that we carry here. And we also have mixed beverages. We have the great mixed beverages, wine, cold beer, all different various things you can have to wash down a great dog.
And Uber Eats and Grubhub?
No, ma'am. Unfortunately, didn't have enough help for that, and I didn't want to spread myself too thin. So we let go of the Uber Eats and the Grubhub. I think I thought I shared that with you before, but we just do DoorDash. That's all we do. DoorDash has a great platform. We work with them. They're a little pricey. I do. That's why I tell people, I encourage them sometimes, just call your order in if you're doing customer pickup. You don't necessarily have to go through DoorDash to place an order. You can just call us at 919-229-5459. And then you can pick up your dog. Just call it in and pick it up here.
And the neighborhood app. You said the neighborhood app does well too. They
next
come
door.
Next door. I call it the neighborhood app because it's the people from next door. The name of the app is Next Door, but I'm saying you can use your neighborhood app, which is called Next Door, and go by there. So that's good. So anybody who's interested in renting out the place, what do they need to do if they want to come there for a private party? Anything they cannot rent it for, or what is it that you are always looking for if individuals want to come and use the space?
Well, we're big on businesses. We're big on corporations. We're big on different Masonic groups and different organizations that have a group of people, families. We're very family friendly. We love the kids, so we do the kids parties. We do a lot of adult stuff here. We don't do anything that markets to a certain audience of younger people. Just so that, because it's kind of crazy out here now, Crystal. So I try to be very mindful of that and pick and choose who we would like to. We don't cater to a certain market, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And it's a younger market because things are a little crazy with a younger market. So we cater to our older audience. And we do 40th, 50th, 60th. We've done 80th birthday parties here and things of that nature. We do all different type of themes. Mardi
and
Gras.
children's birthday, like little children's birthday parties.
Yes, I said that earlier. We do kids party. We love the kid parties, and really, it's basically it's not much at all. So you really can come in and bring a cake and some balloons and reserve some tables, and we love the kids. So we definitely don't charge for the kids, but for the adults, we do charge a building fee, a small rental fee for the hourly rate.
How far in advance do they need to reach out to you to book?
Well, they just need to reach out to me, and then I look on the calendar. It's not how far. Of course, you want to plan it. Some people are last minute people. Some people plan a couple of months in advance. But as long as I have the date and the time available, we put it on the calendar, and you can get your date.
Wow. So now, you're about to have a facelift. The city has changed some things for you. I'm excited for you. I know that's really going to be something. You by next year this time, I see you being in a second location. Do you see that?
I received that, and it's not what I see, it's what God has planned for me. And no matter what I see and no matter what I want, I've learned that God is in control, and whatever He sees fit for me to have, and I receive what you said, and I would like that very much so. But if God don't want you to have it, you're not going to have it. And I'm not no big religious fanatic, but I've learned over my years that if He wants you to have something, like I'd never be planning on selling hot dogs, but I'm selling hot dogs. So this is what He had in the plan for me that I couldn't see at the time, that got me to where I'm at this point right now.
Yes. Well, I think it's a beautiful thing. I see it. I see it because the way the business is booming, the way they're coming in, I see partnerships. I see a lot of things happening. And are you still hiring right now? Are you still looking for any more help?
Yes, I'm always looking for good help. I'm always looking for good help, even if it's on standby. But we're just looking for a certain type of energy, a certain type of spirit to be a part of the Uptown Dogs team. So I'm always looking for help because sometimes I might need someone to give I don't want to work my little bit of staff I have to death. So sometimes they need a break. They need a day off, vacation. So what I would do is just have somebody on standby, someone that's looking to make a few dollars, that has a job, that might want to come in, work a few hours a week, or I use them on call as needed. And then I would definitely give them enough time, a week or two notice if I needed them. And then they could possibly come on on a regular basis on those hours.
All right, so they can call that same number
919
to inquire.
5459, or they can hit me up on Facebook.
And how can they reach you on Facebook?
They can even hook me up on Uptown Dogs or D Sims, DEESIMMS, and they can inbox me, and I respond to everyone. So if I don't see you right away, just be patient. I will get back to you because I respond to everyone.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man himself. If you know someone reliable, good help. You heard him say good help. It's hard to find someone reliable, dependable, and trustworthy. That's looking for. Is it part-time? It's a part-time position.
Part-time right now, yes, ma'am.
All right, then hit him up and just let him know that you are interested in that. Man, I appreciate you so much. Now, so you talked a little about your business. You talked a little bit about your rental space. You told us you have a couple of events coming up. Anything I haven't asked you that you'd like the people to know about what's happening at Uptown Dogs or what's happening with D Sims?
Well, it's I take it one day at a time, Crystal, right? But what I would like to do is I'd like to thank you for everything you do in the community, and I'd like to thank you for working with Uptown Dogs on your different nonprofit things going on. And I'd like anybody that's looking to support Crystal to hit her up, shout her out, and definitely be supportive of what she got going on. Over here at Uptown Dogs, like I said, we were just glad to be able to work with you with the events that you have done with us here, and we look forward to doing things in the future. So it's not, per se a lot of things I got going on. I've learned to do things one day at a time, and it was a blessing that, that God even brought you in my path to be able to be a part of the things that you do for the community.
Well, I appreciate that. I thank you so much. I just try to do, like you said, I'm led by the Spirit as well. And just try to do a little bit here and there. Just, I think.
No, you do a lot. You do a lot. Now, I see how you run. You be running crazy.
Well, it's like when an idea comes, it's over. It's over. It's like, Lord, no, you did not just put that. I'm a visionary. When you're a visionary, there's a scripture that says, to whom much is given, much is required. And that is so, so true. And I just pray and say, Lord, okay, I see you, I hear you, and that's it. But I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to share with us. And I know that you shared a lot of valuable information that will definitely bless individuals, when it comes to how to get their credit up, when it comes to just what you need to do if you want to start a business, and just, the branding aspect of it, the whole thing, and if you didn't know this much about D, I know you see he's a knowledgeable individual. He's mostly quiet because when you catch him at the hot dog spot, I like to call it a hot dog spot, because that's my hot dog spot. But when you go by the hot dog lounge, okay, the official name, he's always focused. He's focused. He may not be very talkative at the moment because he's focused. He's focused on making sure that hot dog looks the way it needs to look. He's focused on the presentation. He's focused on the customer experience for everybody who walks through that door. So never think that he's not personable, because he's very personable. As you can see, he's very personable, very knowledgeable, but he's about his business there at Uptown Dog. So I want to ask you, if you have not gone by 3923 New Bern Avenue, next to Wells Fargo, Beacon Plaza, right there, you can't miss it. You want to check it out. It's not necessarily right next to the bank, but the bank is in the same shopping plaza. Right. You want to check it out. It's behind it. Okay, technically. You want to check it out. This Friday, are you having karaoke? Is it this Friday or next Friday?
Every Friday.
So it's every Friday. So guys, come on out. What time again? Friday?
From 7 to 10. And we also got drink specials, and we still run our combos in the evening. So we got like $3 margaritas, $3 Heinekens, $5 LITs. Definitely just make sure you take care of the staff, and they'll take care of you.
Take care of the staff, and they'll take care. And the next event after that coming up is the comedy show?
February 24th. We got the comedy show. We're working with Royal Truth Entertainment presents I'm gonna tell you, these guys are all over. They in Charlotte, Atlanta, hosted by Stars Pens. You can look up on her page. Comedian Anthony Phoenix. and then we got a birthday celebration for Tiger. It's just gonna be an awesome event. We got together with some good people that's in the music industry. We got spoken word coming up with another lady, young lady called Donisha Johnson. Look her up. She's an artist. She does black art, and let me not put black art. She does art. It's not just for black people, it's for everyone. Let me take that back. I stand corrected. She does art and great art, different pieces and different things that just touch your spirit and your energy. But look her up on Facebook, Donisha Johnson. She is
Okay.
an awesome woman of God, and she's definitely a good person. So we're going to actually be doing some spoken word here with her. We're setting up the lineup right now, and we're looking to start in the spring.
Now, also, I I got me some Girl Scout cookies lately, and you've been having people on
Oh,
Saturday. Sometimes you have people out
Friday,
front. What's going on with that? Is it
Friday.
Fridays, Saturdays too?
We work with different various groups. This troop that we work with right now is out of Wendell, and they come out and set up every other Friday and sell as many cookies as they can. So come on out, but support the Girl Scout. I got mine. I'm probably gonna get some more, but I've been snacking on them cookies. But the cookies are real good. You know, Girl Scouts cookies is what it is. Girl Scout cookies. They've been around forever. You know, my daughter used to. No, not my daughter. My sister and actually, my other daughter in New York was in Girl Scouts for a little bit. But you know, it's not for everyone. But you know, you still want to support them.
But now, didn't you do something on Saturday also where you had vendors coming up and setting up on you stopped that? That's not happening no
Well, it's
more.
not that I stop it. I do it by request. So when they
Okay,
inbox, what we try to do here at Uptown Dogs is support our local small businesses. So
gotcha.
people that don't have a shop or a platform or a space to set up their merchandise, we allow them to come in on Saturday and set up for a few hours and have a platform to market their product.
Okay, so you heard it from the man. If you're looking for a place to do that, hit him up. So he's giving you multiple ways to succeed. Uptown dog. You see that? You see that hot dog right there back there? It's making you hungry. So D, right now you got in this breed there. People may not have seen the place since you're there. Um, you're welcome to show them anything if you want to show them. If not, we're gonna get ready to close out. And Super Bowl. Let's finish and let's definitely let them know what's happening with this weekend coming up with the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday. If you're looking for a family-friendly environment to come out, relax, there's no cover charge, and watch the game on our screens and a projector. We're gonna have drink specials, $3 margaritas, $5 beers. No, I'm sorry, $3 beers and $5 LITs, and just come out and relax and enjoy. We'll probably be giving away some things throughout the night for the customers and things like that. But just some way to come. We normally don't open on Sunday, but people have been calling me, said, Dwayne, what you doing for the Super Bowl? What you doing for the Super Bowl? Can we come watch the game? So I got a few people that wanted to reserve tables. So we're gonna just open up the doors. There's no cover charge. The doors open at 4 o'clock. We'll be in here till after the game.
What time did the game start?
6 o'clock.
Okay, so I can come by there when I get off at 7. Y'all to be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So no cover charge, Super Bowl Sunday, 3923 New Bern Avenue. If they want a table, they need to call you. Can they still reserve a table?
I think they can. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have 1 or 2 tables left. I'm not sure. 1, 2, maybe
Okay.
one. Got maybe two tables, 3 the most. And I might bring out another table and add some chairs to it. So if you want a table and you want to reserve a table, definitely hit me up real quick on Facebook or call me at 919-229-5459.
Number right on the screen. So that's good, man. Okay, so that's gonna be nice. So you're gonna have some people in there. And who you rooting for?
Oh, I'm going with the Chiefs. I ordered me a jersey. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a New York fan. I'm straight New York. But I do love the Chiefs quarterback. Mahomes is off the chain. He's a great inspiration to the youth. And what you could do with being focused and hard work and being a great athlete. He is awesome. I really like him. I like the 49ers too. I ain't gonna front, but I do really care for the Chiefs quarterback. So I'm going with Mahomes. Yes.
Wow. Well, D, thank you so much. Any closing comments you'd like to tell the people?
Once again, I just want to thank you for having me, Crystal. Don't forget, if you're looking for a great hot dog, a New York dog with a Southern twist, come on by Uptown Dogs, 3923 New Bern Avenue in the Beacon Shopping Center, right behind the Burger King and the Wells Fargo Bank. Good
And
night.
tell them the hours again, the hours you're open.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9. I'm getting tired now. From 11 to 9 and 11:30 to 9 o'clock in the evening. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open from 11:30 to 11 o'clock at night.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dwayne Simmons, Uptown Dogs. Go by, check them out. Tell them you've seen them, and let them know if you need any of the things you heard us talk about tonight. D, thanks so much. Much love to you. Appreciate you. I know you're ready to get out of there, so we'll see you later next time.
I want to say,
see you on Sunday.
I want to say, I'll see you on Sunday. And listen, if you mention Crystal when you come into door,
Story time.
Get story time. I'm sorry, Crystal story time. You get 10% off your combo.
Okay. Story time. There you go. You get 10% off your combo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. D, thank you so much. We'll catch you next time, and we'll see you. All right, bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. We are out of here now. We got a good one for you next time. I got to see who I have this Sunday coming up. Actually, that's Super Bowl Sunday, huh? I need to get with them. I might need to pre-record that show because they may want to watch the game. So it sounds like my show is going to be during Super Bowl, and I don't need that. So, I might adjust my schedule this Sunday now that I'm thinking about that. I'm still kind of foggy. I'm still getting it right. You know, when you travel and you have a 5-hour difference in the time, oh my goodness, 12-hour flight. Woo, took a lot out of me, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You've been listening to Story Time. If you have a story, just remember, my name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I'm your Hope Catalyst. My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. I left the number on the screen because I want you to contact Dee if you want to rent a place, if you want to go to one of the events, if you'd like to be a vendor, if you'd like to get a job, if you'd like to order. That's why I left the number up there, because it's the number for everything. And I'll see you next time on Story Time. And stay tuned for the announcement, because I do believe I'm going to make an adjustment for Super Bowl Sunday. Have a blessed one. Keep hope alive. All right. See you next time. Thank you. Don't forget to tell them Story Time and get your 10% discount. Bye-bye.